dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. And you see already again on my table, we are ready for a new DIY. We are going to need, of course, the tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. I have here my container with everything inside, some markers, brushes, scissors, you know the drill. And of course my wood glue. Of course, like I always tell you, you can use the hot glue, but also this time what we're going to make, I would recommend, of course, the wood glue, not the hot glue. Of course, I have here my mop pots and some twine and my paint at your choice, and an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue we don't need. So these are the main things for this DIY. It's only a couple of things, but you can change it up and make it as crazy as you like. What we're going to make, we are going to make a cute little organizer. We will see how this will turn out. So the first step will be, we have 3 rows of 5 blocks. So we do very easy. This 3 rows of 5 we're going to glue together on the longest side. So we only do 4, and number 5 is a closure up. We do here, of course, the same. And this is always a nice handy organizer to have around, because you can use them in your kitchen, you can use them in a craft room, but maybe also in a bathroom. You can use them everywhere. So I think you will have lots of fun with this organizer. And of course, it's so easy to make. At least I hope it is easy to make. I have it in my head, but I really have no idea how this one will turn out. But we do our best like we always do, and we see where it will bring us. That's why I never can tell you how many blocks I use, because I change it up while I'm DIYing. So I always say just have 4 until 5 packages laying around for your DIYs, then you always have enough for a DIY. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them this way, and we're going to do some glue on this one, on the tops, and we do some glue on this one, on the tops. If it falls apart, it doesn't matter, because it's still not totally dry. So it's also possible that it falls apart. So, but don't worry about it. Just press it together again and it will fit nicely. You see, we're going to fill in the open gaps. And so we have a nice solid little plank. So, and we're going to place this aside. And what we're going to do, we're going to get 3 blocks. This is 1. This is number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And of course the last, number 5. So we have 5 pieces of 3, and we also do with this one, the length, and this one. So you only have to glue 2, and then number 3 is the closure up again. So again, number 2, and this is series number 3, and of course number 4, and the last, of course, number 5. So then if everything is correctly, you have 5 pieces. Press together until one piece. You get nice little squares. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. You ready? He wants to come up, and just press it down and wipe away the glue you don't need. And if you wipe away the glue, always make sure that you still redo it again, because most of the time it's not a straight line anymore. So I'm going to do this one and this one. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes again. So now I gave our 5 piece also a couple of minutes. We're going to get 2 pieces. We do one of them. We do some glue on the top over here. And we're going to place them together until one piece. Fill in the open gaps. Press a little on the outside. Feel with your fingers that everything is smooth to the sides. And again, we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. Then you're getting number 3, and we're going to do some glue also on this side. And we're going to fill in this one and make sure that everything is sticking nicely. Press it together. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. So you have 3 pieces of 3 glued together and you have 2 loose pieces. In the meantime, we're going to get a block of 3 and we're going to glue the tops. Only this one and this one. And we're going to squeeze them and this way, and we're going to let this dry because it needs to be very dry. So we're going to wait a couple of minutes. Now we get our bigger plank. We're going to get our piece of 3 and be careful because it still can fall apart. But even when, I can't tell you enough, even when it breaks, what I have already so many times, it doesn't matter. Just press it together again. Wait a couple of minutes until it is a little bit dried better. I'm going to place this one on the back side. So really give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have it really smooth on the back side. And this way. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So in the meantime, while the back side is drying, we're going to get our 2 loose blocks. And we have the blocks pointed of this direction. So they have not straight up, but they have this way. We're going to get 2 loose blocks. And we do very easy. We glue one on the side. So very easy, just glue this one and over here and glue this one. So very easy, squeeze it together and we're going to wipe away the glue like this and we're going to let it dry in also. So now we're going to get one of this block and we are going to, because I want to glue this side until the back side of the on the back side, we do some glue on this side and of course on this side, the underside. And now we're going to place it very easy on this side and make sure that you have it nicely sticking together. Take your time for it because you don't have to do it in a rush. So this way. And we're going to turn this one around. We do here the same. We want to glue it this way, so we do some glue on here and on the underside. And we're going to place it over here, very easy. Just give it your time and press it down lightly, but make sure that you don't press the back side out of it, because feel with your fingers again that everything is smooth, and then just give it a little moment of time just to dry in, and then you're going to work with it again, because that's the greatest about wood glue. You still can redo it even after so many minutes. So that's what I love about the wood glue. And this way, and I'm going to let this rest in at least 20-25 minutes. So now we have already this and this looks already like a little box. But of course we need the front, and that's where we use this one for. So we do on the underside, on the smaller side, we do a little line, but we don't do it in the middle. We try to do it at the ending. So a little over here. So take your time for it. Make it a little at the ending, because it's a small piece where we need to glue it. Of course, you see already we do it on front, and there's only one little piece for it. So very carefully just place it on the front and be careful and just press a little and keep it in place for a little moment until it is a little attached to the wood, and then it can dry on its own. So I'm going to let this rest because I want to be sure that he doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to turn it, and this is how he's looking like right now. So is he ready? I made already a number 1, we made a number 2 and number 3, and of course I'm going to go for a number 4, but you don't have to do it. If you think 3 is more than enough, then you don't have to do it. Of course, I always say you can have enough organizing space, at least when you have a little bit of a small home like I have, then organizing is really a must. But you really have to get organized, because or else it doesn't fit anymore. So maybe you are lucky and you have a really big home, then it is Doesn't matter how much space everything needs, but when you have a smaller home, because the Netherlands is don't have, of course we have bigger homes, it's not that we don't have bigger homes, and I have a nice size home, but not as big as some people have, so I always need to get organized. So I'm going to do 3 pieces of 5 again, and I'm going to glue them together. So I'm going to turn them again. I'm going to place this one on the side, do some glue on the ending. I do here some glue on the ending also. And then later we're going to give the little organized crates, of course, at least an hour, hour and a half drying, because we don't want that it falls apart when we do the dresser, or maybe at least the space where they are hanging in don't fall apart. But you see that in a moment. Don't worry, because my English is not always covering all what I want to say. So this is already one. We're going to get our 3 pieces, and this is already number 3 and number 4 and the last number 5. And I do this together with you because I don't, like I told you, I don't do all of them together, but I'm going to do this one in a little bit of a hurry also together with you. So for everyone who likes to see it this time, it's also fine. But if you don't want to see it, skip forward. So we have our 5 pieces of 3, our 3 pieces of 5, and then we already almost having our little crate again. Again, we're going to squeeze it, and over here, give it a couple of minutes rest, and we're going to do it together. So we gave the 5 pieces a couple of minutes. We're going to do some glue on this one, and we do some glue on this one, and we roll them together, the 3 pieces of 3, and you have now 2 loose blocks. On the loose blocks, it's very easy. We're going to get 2 blocks, and we're going to do some glue on the longest line, place it on top, and do here also on the longest line, place it on top, and make sure, see, this is what I mean, then you have it on top this way. So of course we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, the last piece what we need is the piece of 3, and then we have our whole box, and we do 1 and number 2 on the tops, and we're going to squeeze them together this way, and we make sure that we let it dry in also. So now we're going to easily build it together. We're going to do some glue on the underside of the pieces of 3, and we're going to place it on the back side. We give it a little bit of pressure, make sure that we have it really to the side and the back side is smooth. So this way we're going to glue this one from this side until this side, and we're going to place this one over here and give it some pressure, and we do here the same. We do on this side and on this side, but I did the loose block, the loose piece I did against this one, but if you don't like it and you want to do it the opposite direction, it's also fine. Of course, you can do whatever you think it's right. And I'm going to make sure that everything is fitting nicely. I give it a couple of minutes rest. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn this one on the smallest line. I'm going to do some glue, but I'm doing it at the ending. So try not to do it in the middle, as at the ending as you can. So this way we're going to turn it over because we want to be sure, and I hope I can, maybe if I do it this way, I hope I can do it this way. So you see, there's a little piece sticking out, not too much. So, and that's great because now you get a nice texture on the front. So I'm going to place it against here, make sure that everything is fitting nicely, and I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, but pressure on this side, not on the front side, or else he will be falling down again. So we're going to give it some pressure over here. And if you have glue on the inside, get always your small brush and wipe it away with your wet towel. And again, feel with your fingers that everything has a straight line. And then we're going to let all 4 of them dry at least for an hour, hour and a half. You see already we have our 4 pieces, and this is how he is looking like right now. Very easy and simple, so everyone can make it. And like I told you, it's so great to have organizing space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place them aside, and now we're going to make the frame where they will stand in or hang in. You see already on the table are only the frames for the sides, because I'm going to do my my organizers 2 by 2, so 2 under, 2 above, but you can also stack them all together, then your pieces will be longer. I will do mine 5 blocks high, but if you want to stack them all together, then I think you at least need 10 high, maybe even 12 high. That's depending on how much space you want in between, but I'm going to do 5 for 2 on top of each other, because I do 2 next to each other. But if you want to have them stacked to each other, then I even would go for at least between 10 blocks or 11 blocks high. So what I'm going to do is very easy. I have here, this is one side, and this will be one side, and the middle will be in a moment. But first we only do the outsides. And it's very easy, because we don't want to use too many blocks. We just simply do some glue in the middle, and we just easily stack them together. So this way, and just simply lay them on top of each other. And then later we're going to work with that. So easy, just place them on top over here. And you can, this is also fine to do with some hot glue, but when you're going to really make them in one straight line, then I would never use hot glue. If at least, I hope you have a little bit of a different glue, maybe some E6000, or maybe second glue, because we have also second glue over here, of contact glue, maybe you call it. But for hot glue, because this has to carry all the little boxes, so I wouldn't do some hot glue, because the chance is really high that it will break. And that's not what I want for you, because you do a lot of time for your DIY, and I don't want that it crashes down. So we are going to place it on the side, squeeze it, make a straight line. We place them on the side, squeeze it, and we do here the same. And I will do all of them. So I glued 4 rows of 5 double blocks together. What I'm going to do, I'll give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to do some glue on the tops, place them down, some glue on the tops, place it down. And I'm going to easily roll them together until one piece. Of course, they are not totally dry, so don't worry if it goes a little bit in between your fingers together. That doesn't matter. Now you can easily squeeze it and make sure that you have a nice straight line over here, and we're going to wipe away the glue. So you already have one piece over here. We're going to do with this one the same, and of course I feel it in between my fingers that he is going going, how you say it, we say it tegen elkaar of op elkaar, but you say it a lot different. On top of each other they will work. So again, we're going to make one straight line, and we're going to squeeze it. And you see already, if you are looking carefully, you see that this one is not straight. I can already see it, you see? We have to work with it. Look, maybe if I turn it over, that it has a different shape, because that's really important that you get it as straight as you can have it. So we're going to work with it and look for, maybe if you turn it, that it looks a little different. So we're going to do the other one. That's always the hardest thing, because the blocks are most of the time never the same, at least not my blocks. So it's always difficult to find a straight line, and the blocks are sometimes a little crooked. So we always worked with it, because you never are going to waste blocks, at least not too much. And now the last one of 5, then we have 4 poles of 5 blocks, double blocks on top of each other. And that is only for one side and the other side. And again, and the last, and this one. And now we're going to squeeze it together. this way. Take your time for it to feel with your fingers and take some time. And every time when it goes apart, just do it together because it glues nicely together later. So I'm going to give this at least an hour and a half rest. You see already I was debating with myself for two on the inside. Of course I have on the outside the two poles, and of course I want to do on the inside something different. But I will think I'm not sure that it will hold the way that I have it in my mind. So I'm going to go for at least the safe side to be sure that the organizer is not falling apart. So I'm going to do also for the inside the same like I did for the outside. So, but you can change it up any way you like. But I'm going to go this time for a study that it's really of sturdy. I hope I say study of sturdy. At least that it stays very nice together. Let's say it this way. But I think you already know what I mean. So, and we're going to do the last one. And very easy, we're going to place them on the side, squeeze it, and over here we do the same way, the way we did with the other one. I do it a little faster. So now we have our 6 pieces of 5 double up on top of each other this way. And what we're going to do, we are going to get one of the boxes of the crates. What we're going to do some glue. I want mine to have over here, and on the ending here I want mine, and here. This will be the box which will be on the underside. So I'm going to do here some glue, and I'm going to do here some glue until the underside, because I let mine go on the bottom. So I'm going to get one of my balls, and I'm going to place them exactly in between over here, and I'm going to do the same over here, and I make sure that they have a straight line, and this way, and I'm going to let them dry at least for a couple of minutes. So I did this with one of my crates, and of course I'm going to do with another one, and I'm going to glue them on top of here. So this one will be over here, and the other one will be over here. So very easy. Also on this side I'm going to do, because I can do it on the other side, because or else the second one won't fit in between. So I'm going to take my easiest way, but I don't know, maybe you have a much better way to glue them together. So let me know if you have a better way. So I'm going to do again some glue on this side of my box. So again I'm going to do over here and over here, because I want this one on the ending. And I'm going to place this one down. I'm going to place this one over here at the ending. And I'm going to place this one, of course, over here. I have to look for that I have it right. And I'm going to squeeze them and let them rest also. So I gave this one already at least 10-15 minutes. And of course, he's not dry. Don't think he's dry, because he's not. So I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to lay it over here, and I'm going to very carefully place it on my hand, and I'm going to place it down. So, and now I'm going to get another little crate, and I'm going to glue it where I want to have it. I'm going to do first some glue, of course, again on the same place like I did with the other one, over here, and on the ending over here. So I show it to you, you see, only over here, and this is comparison with this one. So you see, is over here. Now I'm going to place it this way, and I think I'm going to go for a little in between the first of the first and the second, or maybe the fourth or the fifth, just how you count it. So I'm going to go for this. I'm going to lay it carefully on top of each other, give it a little bit of pressure already, and feel with my fingers so I have it in the line I want to have it. And just let it dry in for a little moment, and later you can easily work with it. So just let it suck in for a moment, a couple of minutes, and then you can easily work where you want to have it exactly. So you see already, I placed it down and I did some weights on top of here. This is just some weight of 1 kilogram. So I'm going to place them in between the little box because they are really small. Now I'm going to get some glue. I'm going to do on the top side. So of course on the same place I want to have them. Over here the same. Over here and here the same, and this way also. And I'm going to, before I'm going to place my poles, I'm going to let it rest in for a couple of minutes, the glue only, so it sucks better in already in the wood before I'm going to glue it. And even then I'm going to get my paint cans and I'm going to place them then on top of here to make sure that they get some pressure from above. So I hope you go finding a little bit in your home. Maybe you have also some weights, maybe some paint cans which are full, that you can place them on top because you want to give them some pressure. So now I'm going to get my pieces and I'm going to place them where I want to have them. And I'm going to place this one over here and make sure that I have them and give them a little pressure so they can fall on the place where I want to need them. And of course over here I'm going to make sure that I want it, and then I'm going to place my paint can on top to give that some pressure. So now our first piece with both of the poles on the side are drying right now with some paint cans. We have now also this one over here, so we're going to place this one also down and we're going to do some glue. We have to look for that I have it straight, or else I have glue it on the wrong side. That's not what we want. So we're going to do some glue on this side, so also over here, and we do it on this side, and we're going to place this one also over here in between the second and the ending. So over here I'm going to place it and let it fall down, and we're going to give this also a little bit of pressure. So you see already I have now my piece already over here which is drying also with some weight. So I'm going to get them off. Over here I'm going to remove my paint cans. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my other piece, which is of course the one we just glued together, the two box with the, you see already this one with the two poles under it. Now I'm going to do very tricky, I hope it will work. Of course I'm going to do some glue on this side. This is the last side we need to glue. We do this one over here and we do it over here and over here this way. And now we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying in, and of course I'm going to place this one over here. I'm going to turn this one because he needs to turn over, and of course on the upside down I'm going to turn it over on top of here, and then I'm going to place it on the right position, and then I'm going to do some paint cans on top again. So very easy. I'm going to give this a couple of minutes and then I'm going to place it, turn it over on the top of over here. So of course I want to show you also how it is to turn it, but be careful. Maybe you will see a disaster already on its own, because we're going to get them over here. We're going to place them over here, and I don't know how it will turn out. So we will see. I place it over here. I let it fall down. I make sure that everything is in the position I want to have it over here, and at least the bottom has to be flat. So again, I'm going to work away with my glue because it's one big mess. And I'm going to place this one over here. Make sure that I have the position I want to have it. And then I'm going to do some weights in between. So you see already I did all my paint cans and my weights off of my organizer. And of course the first thing I did some felt under it. On each corner I did a little square of felt, so I'm sure that nothing will scratch the table. So I'm going to turn it over, and this is how he is looking like right now. Of course we are going to make something for little tags for on top of here, and you can change them up for any season of any purpose you're going to use. And this is very easy. You only do it with some sticky gum on the front. So I'm going to place this aside. So I'm going to get 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 and 2. Of course I have 4 of the little boxes, but of course if you have more, you are making it bigger. I'm just going to go for this 2, place them together, and this one, place it together, and this one, and we're going to place it together, and this one. Very easy. We're going to give it a little bit of pressure. And you can paint them, of course, also with some school board paint that you can write on top of it. But I'm not going to do it because I'm going to leave it in the brown color just to show you how it also can be used. You can also do some letters on it, A, B, C and D. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can change it up any way you like. This one is everything, your imagination, how you want to have it, because no one can decide for you how you like it. So I'm going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So I gave mine a couple of minutes drying. I'm going to go leave the rest in the wood color because I like the wood color. Maybe later I do maybe some waxing on it, I don't know, but I think I like the wood color. I have here some stickers which are just brown etiquettes or the tags, how you call it. I'm going to place one of top over here. And I'm going to, very easy, get my marker, and I'm going to go the lines around so I get a nice shape, and I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to give the sticker on top of my little piece of wood. So I'm going to cut it off, and I do this with all 4 of them. I have here my 4 tags, and I'm going to get a black marker, and I'm going to mark around the edges to give it a little of a nice look. And then I'm going to paint mine organizer. Of course I'm going to do it in the creamy color because I have a lot in the creamy color, but choose any color you like. If you're going to wax it or stain it, do some sanding over it, because or else you will be sorry and you see lots of stains from your wood glue on top of your piece, and that's not what you want. So if you're going to wax it or stain it, just sand it first. So like I told you, I'm going to do a little bit of the creamy color, and I'm starting from the inside, of course, of my organizer. So I make it myself easy. I'm just going to start over here and take my time for it. So you see already I am almost finished with my painting, but I have here my bag with some half, I showed you, don't mind my my hands which are on the paint. Of course I don't know how to show it to you. This way, I'm always half wooden rounds, and I have here the smaller size, the really smaller size, and I'm going to do on each stop, I'm going to do a half round because I am missing something on the top, which is a little bit high-end looking. So I'm going to get my wood glue, I paint it off, I'm glue it on top of here, and I'm going to give the same paint. So I have here my wood glue, I have a half round, I'm going to do a little dot on top, and I'm going to place it in the middle over here. I'm going to do the same. Of course you need 6 pieces because you have 6 ending of your top. So I'm going to do 6 of them in the middle, and I'm going to do over here, and then I'm going to, like I told you, I'm going to paint it. And you see in a moment the quick impression and how I decorated it, because everyone can decorate it their own style, and you can use it for any season and for everyday decor, because that's the greatest about this one. You can organize it anywhere you want. So I see you in a moment in the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Tower Blocks organizer. And I'm so happy how this one turned out. You have a nice 4 open spaces you can decorate. And I see also something for the Christmas season, the fall season. Maybe I will make also a second one, because I am really enjoying to decorate this organizer. Of course, everyone, I hope you give this one a try. And everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. And if you're new here, here. I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.